Going all in the sports world is something that certain people can't fathom, unless you're the Boston Celtics. After I would say a tremendous decade for them, they've gotten consistent 50-win season, has been a perennial contender for at least majority of the 2010s to now we're in the mid 2020s. And they have yet to falter into mediocrity until now. Well, due to injuries and cap hell around the second apron. So that means they have to make drastic rotationary changes due to financial reasons. After probably one of the best Boston Celtics squads we haven't seen. Hell, during the Showtime era. Probably beyond we saw around the Big Three era with Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. Like it goes around at least 8, 9 deep over the Boston Celtics rotation from 2022 to like 2024. And now, it's only Jaylen Brown running the show. Losing key defensive pieces like Al Horford, Drew Holiday, and Luke Kennard. While now Jason Tatum's out due to his Achilles injury he had in the conference semifinals, losing to the New York Knicks after a hustle play gone wrong. And now you lose one of your primary offensive stars for the remainder of the year. Anthony Simons is an unproven commodity of mainly offensive impact. So, forget probably a 50-win season. Trying to scratch around, still keeping competitive while making sure injuries are on the negative because of over a dodgy front court. Because who's on your rotation? Sam Hauser, Xavier Tillman, Luke Garza that you picked up over the aftermath of the trade. And now you possibly have to start either Peyton Pritchard at the 1 or Derek White. Two second rotation options that can perimeter defend and spot up shoot but can't really manage over in the floor and create offense. In just a massive amount of time, the Celtics probably came from one of the most well-run organizations to have everything fall like the Roman Empire in just a matter of time, while keeping one of their primary pieces that'll be making around 58 to 67 million to 71 million before 2030, before the decade closes out. Over their prime years, and will they be different? Will they still be in the competition after also paying Jaylen Brown first over his contractual obligation a year prior before Jason Tatum? Priorities are set, and will you think it will still be a make or break season or a downward spiral? Dependent, because people thought Jaylen Brown was going to be in conversations with trade. And now they're probably over priority as ever to at least pick over draft capital after losing most of their contending pieces from last season over a 5-year, $285 million contract with $57 million on the bank. And there's the bare minimum of now starting fives or anybody pushing over the front court that can at least produce around near double-digit assists that either don't have injury history or already over a bloated contract that won't fit over their tax base around their cap that's already below 20. Around the apron where they're already on the negative. Celtics are just down bad over their ambition to contend back in the day when Brandon Stevens was their head coach, back when they had Isaiah Thomas leading the front line as a top scorer averaging 30. Trusting the keys to Jason Tatum to back-to-back upsets around conference finals from LeBron James, Jimmy Butler, Giannis Antetokounmpo, finally getting it done, and now it feels like they're barely going to be in the conversation until the year after that, after Jason Tatum recovers. And if they do, will the front office make any more drastic changes? Because it shows that owners are not betting on themselves in the middle of the second apron anymore. And it's showing a lot of weakness of even powerhouse franchises in the big markets like the Los Angeles Lakers selling for $10 billion than trying to express their free agency budget, knowing that they just have an NBA player opt opt in, opt out to expenduate bread and not deal with transition and not focusing over on the future. Sadly, I still feel like the biggest optimism is the Celtics are still on a boat where they could still contend because one of their primary pieces are not turning 30 until like 2027. And Jason Tatum is still around a relatively prime age where he can still recover and at least keep a piece of himself where he could at least average around 25 to 26 points. And he was at least a black horse favorite for league MVP last season after putting all NBA numbers up, while being the highest scoring offense with the best efficiency in the league, while playing runners up for behind the Boston Celtics with a 61-22 record. And knowing all these key contributing pieces are out of the window, what's going to be up next for the Boston Celtics? Because they probably will be down this season. How y'all feel down below? You guys feel like there's some people that could save the Celtics season, or you don't mind the a downward drop in winning for the 2025-26 year? Tell me how you guys feel down below. I mean, the only upside is you guys have a chip in the decade. There's nothing to be ashamed of about that.